Good evening, guys. How's it going? I am super stoked to continue this game because I don't have a... Whoa! I have an echo here. Stoked to continue this game because...
What is going on?
I don't have a... Whoa! Whoa, that was weird. Luke, thank you for being my very first sub, man. I appreciate it. I know you're sitting there, you're waiting. You're just waiting for it to happen. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for your support. You'll go on the Hall of Fame, plastered all across my channel. But as I was saying, there's pretty much too much to this game to keep recapping every time. But just a quick one, if you've been following along, we've kind of come full circle. We went from playing the girl in the slums to the cell officer, back to the girl in the slums, and then now we're actually playing Lau, which is Charlie's partner. And basically the center, center of control, the bigwigs of the city, the central AI technicians, I guess. I don't know. I guess the equivalent of I don't know if it's quite as big as the president, but just they're a big deal. They came to Lau and they are having me investigate Charlie because Baxter was found dead, and Baxter's the guy that was keeping Charlie's embryos hostage. So we are starting the game as Lau. Okay, there we go. We will load our game here. So we are back in the cell headquarters with the creepy ass maid.
She's expensive. I wonder if I can persuade Regis to let us keep her. Got to wait till the AI lab have had their turn analyzing her. Then she's all mine.
Yikes. Okay, so we can't do anything with the maid.
I've already got it set up just right.
Trying to remember what we were supposed to do directly after this. Though I am very happy to be playing characters with wetware again. It's a cool mechanic to be able to connect to anything electronic and interface with it through a trance. So let's check the terminal. What? She turns her computer off? You have to power it up? Alrighty. Email. Case file. 11th of July 2087. Okay, so this is a couple of days after. After playing as Charlie, I think. Dr. Lau, as authorized by City Systems Administrator Dr. Eduardo Vargas, please find access to the investigation's case files enclosed. If you wish to discuss the case in person with the administrator, please make an appointment beforehand. Okay.
Ow! Hey, what was that?
Is that another virus? Damn it. From Charlie. No subject. And it just says Max Lau. Damn old timers. Don't know how to use technology. Mindjackings. Dr. Lau, thank you for the summary of the so-called mindjacking investigations. It is evident that some of Dr. Regis's talent in investigation has found its way into your work, but please be aware that you need not also emulate his less helpful behavioral patterns. Edward Lau, please come home. Max, it doesn't matter what Mom said. I don't really understand why you did it either, but I'm not going to judge you. I miss you, and they won't admit it, but Mom and Dad too. Please come home, Max. That city, that life, it'll change you. Oh. Okay, I don't know if I should assume that they're outcasts or they're mad at her for changing genders. I don't know if that's what it's getting at. Or if she kind of just ran away. I assumed that like the whole gender reassignment thing was kind of normal in this timeline, so I'm not sure what to make of that. Centralized emergency logistics. Class 4 information larceny with... oh, this is the mind-jacking stuff. We read this on Charlie's. This is the new one. Alright. Category, homicide, breaking and entering, abuse of public office. Assigned to me. On 11th of July, 2087, Dr. Adam Baxter was found dead by coworkers at the Vickerman Tatsumoto Telepresence Laboratory in the Northeast Network. Cell has been contacted and Case Officer Lau M. activated for investigation. Victims to date, Baxter, Dr. Adam. Former organic computing researcher for City of Newton, recently paroled from a rehabilitation sentence. Suspects, Regis, Dr. C, cell agent, spouse of Viksha Regis, victim of murder by Dr. Baxter. Was detected entering laboratories on 10th of July 2087 and leaving 128 minutes later. Took him 2 hours to kill this guy? Suspect Charles Regis has been unreachable and has historically demonstrated a high anti-civil behavior index. With such a strong motive, his apprehension for questioning is a priority. Lau assigned to investigate crime scene, Vickerman Pharmaceuticals. Okay. Let's just try to give him a call.
No answer.
Figured. Wasn't gonna be that easy. Just be like, hey, Charlie, come in for questioning, please. Okay, bye. See what I can interface with.
Wetware's not going to connect. Wetware's not.
Got to wait till the AI lab.
Wetware.
Got to wait till the AI lab have had their turn analyzing her.
That's a completely different quality in audio between those two. Listen to, like, how crisp this is.
Wetware's not going to connect with that.
And then you use it over here. It's got that bassy sound to it.
Got to wait till the AI lab have.
Maybe I can go into that other office. Oh, nope. Okay, it just made me leave altogether. Fulcrum Tower. What is Fulcrum Tower? Is that where Charlie's house was? Oh, this is the,
Dr. Lau.
Yeah.
So good to see you again, my dear.
that guy. A classically styled painting.
I'm afraid not.
Can't take it. Dr. Vargas's young assistant watches you keenly, as though she thought you might break something if unsupervised.
I never thought the controller of centralized government would look so human.
The controller of centralized government. I guess that's his title.
Dr. Vargas, I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may.
Certainly, my dear. Anything I can do to help.
Just start from the top.
What would you describe your role here as, Dr. Vargas?
This is publicly available information, Dr. Lau.
Now, Galatea, it is a reasonable question. For the past 18 years, I've held the role of controller of centralized government. I ensure that Central, our city governance CI, is functioning within parameters.
What would you say your political function within the city is?
None at all. The elected council formulates city policy. It is merely Central's role to execute this and ensure the day-to-day well-being of the city.
And it is Dr. Vargas's role to maintain Central's operations. Surely you're already aware of this, Dr. Lau.
Just wanted to get it from the source.
Sometimes our desire to remain outside the political spectrum has led to rumors. We are not, however, the secret puppet masters behind the government of Newton.
I shouldn't count you as my boss, then.
Dr. Lau.
Heavens no, my dear. If anything, we are equals on an administrative footing. Central acts as director for both of our operations, though.
Okay, so the entire city is controlled by this AI, and we're supposed to believe that the guy that maintains this AI doesn't have any hand in what goes on behind the scenes. Yeah, this has evil white dude written all over it. Fart Bubbler, how's it going, man?
How long have you known Dr. Regis?
Since 2067, he joined a research project of mine. He was a good man then, very principled.
And now?
I have no doubt goodness remains, though since joining Cell, I feel that he expresses this solely through his work.
Do you know about his garden on Tier 42 of this building?
Ah, yes. I've been there myself a couple of times, though I hope we can keep that between us, Dr. Lau.
What did you think of it?
It is certainly an interesting way of coping with grief, though that it has lasted so long is perhaps cause for concern.
So that's why I thought it was Charlie's house, because it is the same building. So I'm not crazy. Well, crazy, but, you know. I'm very good, sir. How about your fine self? I am doing just fine. I'm enjoying this game a lot. This has been very cool to follow along. And if you haven't been watching thus far, it might be kind of confusing. But you can always watch the other broadcasts and kind of catch up. Or oh, you say it's a fantastic game. Have you played through it?
What can you tell me about this incident?
Currently not a great deal, hence why you have been tasked with this investigation. Dr. Baxter has been found murdered in his workplace, and Dr. Regis was caught entering and leaving the facility by their security infrastructure.
How about a background to the case? A history?
Baxter has been responsible for the murder of Viksha Regis.
Charles Regis's wife.
He was caught and convicted, and until recently had been serving a sentence for the crime.
I'm aware of this so far, yes.
He had recently been paroled with the Vickerman Corporation as his sponsor. I can only imagine Regis's feelings on the matter.
Violent, no doubt.
But I knew Charlie Regis, and I know what kind of man he was. Justice is his motivator, but with his background out in the hot zones.
You worry that this might have been his idea of justice?
Precisely. That, my dear, is why I need you to investigate this case before Central jumps to any conclusions to the matter.
Okay. Yes, sir. I'm a big fan of the games that Wadjet Eye Games publish. Yeah, me and my wife actually played through Gemini Rue just recently, and we thought that one was pretty cool. So I saw this one, and I saw that it was made by the same people. And I was like, yeah, that looks good. It's the right setting. I love this futuristic sort of sci-fi cyberpunk with the retro pixelated graphics. Like it's one really great package. And the storytelling so far is really nice. I like the way that it's kind of linking everything together as you go along. Do you have any other recommendations from them? What should we do next?
You mentioned Regis's wife, Viksha.
Ah, yes. Vicky. She was a student of mine in the 50s in Buenos Aires. She spent several years working for the UN in hot zones around the world. When she had finished, she was the natural choice for the project I was just commencing.
He never really spoke about her.
They were very much in love. It pains me greatly to see a man so afflicted by a loss.
She was a engineer as well?
Yes and no. She specialized in organic computing, a field perhaps more closely aligned to your own.
Blackwell series? Yeah, I think I have some of the Blackwell series. All-time is Primordia. All-time favorite is Primordia, which they published. Yeah, I did buy that one. I have not played it. I think we started it. Me and my wife started it for like 2 minutes, and then we just ended up like watching TV or going to bed or something instead. So I have it. I've started it, but it looked really cool. That's what it was. She fell asleep. But it kind of looked like the same feel that I would really be into. This whole futuristic, post-apocalyptic wasteland sort of thing.
Though Regis has an obvious motive, can you think of anyone else who might have a reason to do this?
I shall be honest. Dr. Baxter was not an easy man to work with. There were many who disliked him in his time, though none I knew could call him his enemy.
What was your opinion of Dr. Baxter?
As a scientist 20 years ago, he was peerless in his field.
But as a human being?
He did not take refusal well. This apparently is what led to his breakdown.
And the murder that followed that.
Precisely. I have not spoken to him personally since the trial, however. I'm afraid I couldn't enlighten you about his recent state of mind.
Oh yeah, at the end of the last stream, these guys came into Lau's office to talk about it, and they ran a diagnostic on Central in order to cut the feed, the video and the sound.
Dr. Vargas, I really need to ask. In my office, why did you cut Central's feed?
That's classified, Dr. Lau.
I'm afraid I cannot give you a complete answer on that subject. But a number of factors regarding yesterday's network attack have raised concerns. Not least the timing. It may be that Central's administration has been compromised.
You believe it's linked to Baxter's murder?
Fart
What
Bubba,
makes you
thanks for
say
the
that?
follow, man. I appreciate
You
it.
cut the camera when
100.
talking to me about it. You were concerned that whoever may have compromised Central would find out what we were discussing.
Ha! Well, I have no fear of the quality of Cell's investigative staff now.
I learned from the best.
Yeah, thanks for your support, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're having fun just kind of hanging out with us. I know it's not going to be a mystery for you, and this isn't anything new, but you know, sometimes if you like a game, you just go back and watch it. Sometimes I do that for the old Knights of the Old Republic series. Sometimes you just want to relive it again.
Why don't you believe that Dr. Regis is responsible for Baxter's death?
I cannot say for certain that he is not Dr. Lau. I simply hold on to the hope that he is not.
Let's see what's up with this assistant. She is so protective of this guy.
I'm certainly aware of your role in the city, Dr. Vargas. But who is your lovely assistant?
Of course, you haven't been properly introduced. This is my daughter, Galatea. She fills the role of my administrative support.
I'm being groomed for succession, apparently.
Oh, don't put it like that. You make it sound so dynastic. That certainly is not what we wish to represent.
Not at all. I love watching other people play games I love, especially knowing their reasoning to ethical conundrums. Yeah, I've been wondering, is this a choices matter sort of game? Because it kind of seems like that from the first call that we got with the blackmailer, and we mouthed off to him and he breaks that embryo. So I'm wondering, like, shit, can you actually cause this guy to break them all and then it changes your ending and stuff like that? Like, I don't know if you can actually change the story, but it'll be interesting to find out.
Dr. Vargas, have you heard of mind-jacking?
Excuse me?
I'm afraid I have not, Dr. Lau. What is it?
It's the case Regis and I were working on lately. A number of individuals had their brains flash-wiped by a destructive copying technique.
That sounds most appalling, Dr. Lau. Does it pertain to this case?
Not that I'm aware of, sir. It might give someone a reason to frame Regis, though. Especially if they thought that we were getting too close.
So, perhaps Regis is a victim of attempted character assassination. To use Baxter as a means of doing so would be drastic.
So it very well could have been a frame job. But the last time we played Charlie, we got pissed off and grabbed a gun and headed for his for Baxter, so I don't know.
You mentioned a project that Viksha was recruited for.
I'm afraid that's classified.
Galatea, how can we help if we block every question? It was a project that utilized the expertise of both Viksha and Charles. Essentially, we were studying organic interfacing and large-scale computing.
Large scale, as in city coordination intelligences, like Central?
On this matter, I can answer no further.
Happy to answer any questions when you finish the game. Alright, I can appreciate that. I mean, there's some people that would come in here and just start spoiling things left and right, so...
What was your field before going into politics?
I was a computer scientist and a lecturer at Buenos Aires. In the 60s, the government of Newton was looking for research administrators. It eventually transpired that this role in itself was a kind of test.
The city council was looking for suitable individuals to manage Newton's new CI.
Central?
Yes and no. It was what eventually became Central.
I'm not really interested in The Office, but, you know, it's the last dialogue tree to go through,
It's a
so
fantastic view from up
bear
here.
with us here.
Isn't it? That's why I choose to work from up here.
The only part higher in Fulcrum Tower is Central's operating center.
You could probably see all the way to Mombasa on a clear day. Thank you, Dr. Vargas. You've been most helpful.
Anything I can do to help.
Alright. That kind of, that had some good information to it. Now, I don't know if learning that in the game will have any pertinence, like if it actually changes what options you can select later on, or if this is just plot, you know, for the player's sake. But I guess let's go to the crime scene. See if we can figure out what happened.
Wow, that's a lot of green. Excuse me.
Great, they finally sent someone. You here to get the body out?
Maybe. I'm Max Lau, cell case specialist.
No kidding. I'm the lab director, Dr. Zvidzai Chigwa. Make it quick, I'm busy.
That's a mouthful. Zvidzai Cheetah? Yeah, just call her Chester Cheeto. Chester Cheetah? His name isn't Cheeto, is it?
What's your role here?
I'm the supervisor for the telepresence factoring labs. Most of it's automatic. I just make sure it's all running like it should.
Sounds like a big responsibility.
It's a lousy job most of the time. TP is where management sticks people they don't want in public-facing roles.
You're not happy with it?
For the last few years, my career has been one disaster after another. I'm just glad it's plateaued into some kind of stability.
Let me know if this music balance gets too off. It seems kind of loud in my ears, but I know it's kind of different for you guys.
Can you tell me what happened?
Baxter got killed.
In any more detail?
When we started this afternoon, a whole lot of samples had been tampered with. We tried to call Baxter to find out what the hell was going on in the specimen bank.
And he didn't answer?
He didn't. Turned out the door to the specimen bank was locked too.
You haven't seen the body?
No, not in person, if that's what you mean. We got the camera feed online, but it was obvious that Baxter wasn't going to be coming out.
When did you last see him?
Guess it could have been Wednesday?
So he could have been killed any time in the past 3 days?
I guess, but it wouldn't fit with everything else.
What's the purpose of this lab? Plant studies?
Yes and no. It's a TP lab, telepresence. There's a lot of research that's not exactly legal in some countries.
But in Newton, pretty much anything goes.
Exactly. If someone in the EU needs research done on something hazardous, infectious, or endangered, they send the orders here and we carry out the testing.
What sort of research?
Mostly we make new angiosperms from scratch. That's flowering plants to you.
Gee, thanks. Why would people want new flowers?
Sometimes it's a drug delivery method. The earliest commercial examples were fruit that grew packed with insulin. A lot of new wetware begins its life as engineered fruit too.
Must be awkward if they cross-pollinate in the wild.
And a legal headache. Part of our job is making sure the copy protection works.
Copy protection in plants? Ouch.
Yikes. This part reminds me of some neuromancer. What is that?
You've got a keen mind. What's your take on this?
Hey, I'm not the detective, young lady. You know what I think? I think Regis did what they ought to have done 20 years ago.
Why do you say that?
Seems logical. We've got him coming into the labs on security, then we got him coming out an hour later. When we get here, we've got Baxter's corpse contaminating the specimen bank.
Anything else?
Well, something strange. Since we got in, we keep finding samples that have been tampered with. Looks like he spent his hour here messing up the genomes of our specimens.
That quickly?
If anyone was good enough to do it that fast, it'd be Charlie.
Yeah, but what reason would he have to mess up the specimens? He wasn't mad at the place, right? He was just mad at Baxter because he killed his wife. It's a book by William Gibson. It's about some futuristic cyberpunk things way before its time. Dude, I will tell you that some of my favorite sci-fi books are from like the 50s. Like H. Beam Piper. Like, they're great, and they're on a, you know, they're free of licensing, so you can get them online, you know, in the Gutenberg text, you know. So it's good stuff.
You knew Regis as well.
Yeah, I was on a research team with him and his wife back in the 60s. Baxter, too.
You've apparently known him a long time. Does this seem like something Regis would do?
Oh, after what he did to Vicky, I'd have strangled Baxter too. I tell you, if he did do it, I wouldn't blame him one bit.
Do you think he did it, though?
I don't know. He was always kinda shady.
Tell me about it.
They made him do some real awful stuff out in the hot zones.
Such as?
Let's just say his escape led to a whole lot of people being jailed for war crimes.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. One of my favorite books is called Omnilingual, and I think it's from the 50s. And I couldn't tell you why I like it so much. There's no real action. There's not much character development, but it's a something that gets your mind going, because it's from way back when. Omnilingual, yeah. Like as in speaking everything. It's about them going to Mars, and they found ruins of this ancient civilization that lived 50,000 years ago, and they're trying to figure out what all of the text says that they left behind. But it's not for everybody. Because like I said, there's nothing that I can pinpoint about it. You know, there's not a lot of action, not a lot of character development, or, you know, plot twists. Really, it's just, I don't know. It's just got that little something that I like.
Why didn't the facility's CI detect Baxter's vitals suddenly failing? It's a potentially hazardous environment in here.
We were wondering that as well. This afternoon we noticed the monitoring system in the sample lab was in recursion. All hell broke loose when the CI suddenly realized what had happened.
So either you've got a technical fault with the software or wetware interfacing,
which is unlikely given how much they cost,
or someone breached the security systems to cover Baxter's murder. That gives me more hope. Regis would have no idea how to do that.
Because Regis doesn't have a wetware connection.
Is that
all?
For now.
Then if you'll excuse me, I'll get back to work.
I gotta turn this music down. This is... I can not hear. I think it got reset. That was weird. It sounded like it was way up there, but as soon as I moved it a little, it jumped back down to where it should have been. Okay, now that I can hear myself think again, I'll I'll talk to her and finish these.
Excuse me, Dr. Chigwa?
Make it quick, I'm busy.
Yeah, the adventure game studio engine is unpredictable. Yeah, it doesn't seem to save my settings for sound either. So I have to turn it down every time I launch it.
So you worked with Regis and his wife, as well as Baxter. Did you also work for Dr. Vargas?
That pompous ass? Yeah, I worked for him.
You don't care for him.
He was a competent researcher, but he lives for politics. Everything was always about making the world a better place.
And you don't think it should be better?
It's a nice idea, just not realistic. And what we ended up making, it was... Actually, never mind.
So when we asked him what his political role was, he was like, "Oh, I don't have a political role. Absolutely none whatsoever." So, I definitely think something's going on with him. But I don't know. He's the one that kind of mentioned maybe Regis didn't do it. Can I ask what you're drinking? Interesting flask. It's actually just a it's a bottle. It's just a plastic bottle. It's basically carbonated fruit flavored drink. This one's peach. Peach nectarine. Peach is my favorite fruit flavor. Peach tea, peach pie, peach drink, peach soup, peach stew, boiled peach, fried peach, etc., etc.
You seem preoccupied.
That obvious, huh? We found a couple of specimens that Regis tampered with in his hour here. So I gotta run through the catalog and dig out the backups.
Sounds straightforward.
Not when there's 11,000 samples to take. Oh, I could punch Regis for this. Though, I want to shake his hand for Baxter so it kinda evens out.
What's been done to the samples?
He's used a customized viral vector to add huge amounts of junk DNA to their genomes. These are the last two I found, Medioflorens interensis and Linacia lawsonis.
May I have a look?
Do you think it'll help?
Just a hunch. Huh. Non-binary. Quaternary data string?
What do you mean?
My wetware systems are interpreting the genomes of these plants as sections of an audio file. He's used the DNA to store information.
You think so?
It's incomplete. The two samples only make up a third of the data. But M and L, my initials? This can't be a coincidence. He's left a message.
What does it say?
Not sure yet. I could probably construct the whole message if I can find where he's hidden the rest of it.
Safe to say it's in the other plants he's gengineered. Here, take this. You can sample DNA from the plants around the lab. If you run out of sampling cartridges, you can reload it at this console.
Thanks. How long would it take to sample everything in the lab?
Only a couple of years. We have over 11,000 subjects.
Holy crap.
You're better off looking for specimens that would fill the gaps in the clue he left.
He encoded audio within the DNA of these plants. Apologize for my strange grammar structure. I am from Iceland. You know what? I am not one to speak to that because I don't know anything other than English. Smoochies. Yeah, exactly.
Is that all?
For now.
Then if you look...
Okay, so I have the DNA sampler and genome data. An audio recording made out of the data that Regis hid in the lab specimen's DNA. He must be paranoid. You've always known Regis to be a lot more straightforward when he tries to tell people things. Audio file incomplete. Please add missing sectors to file
I'm going
and try
to need
again.
to find where he's hidden the rest of the message before I get any sense out of it.
So I hear the word explain in there. So So this all seems like the same thing.
I've taken a DNA sample from it.
Yellow epigeel plants. Wait, is there more in here? Red plants. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm assuming it's not gonna work.
I've taken a DNA sample from it.
Yellow blooms, blue vines.
I've taken a DNA sample from it.
Oh, have you? Have you taken a DNA sample from it? It's not compatible with the data itself. Stored in your wiring. Wait, what? Who's this guy?
Hi there.
The Morrow says hello.
What?
My name's Dr. Max Lau. I'm a cell case specialist.
And so the evil regularly laughed at deadly hair.
What now? What's wrong with you?
You're not making any sense.
12-year-old question. John Gol anyone? I said John Gol.
Are you alright?
I hear taxi drivers make the best coffee.
Can I get your name?
What time do we think we want it to be?
Okay.
What is with this
What
guy?
happened here?
Those fishermen taught them English.
I see. Can I get your name?
Monsters angrily destroy the secret paper.
Okay.
Makes perfect sense, sir. What is wrong with you? That's what I was actually trying to do. I was trying to see if it's a trick. I don't know if they'd go that far in depth. Like, it's phonetically sounds like something, but if you're trying to read what it says, it messes with you.
My name's Dr. Max Lau. I'm a cell case specialist.
Georgie promised a blow-by-blow.
Georgie promised a blow-by-blow? No. Oh.
I give up.
Nihilism asked you a question?
Can we interface with
Wetware's
him?
not going to.
It's all these chemicals, man. He's lacking those brain cells. A seed bank.
The barber envies your good fortune.
Alright, I won't touch them.
And an airlock.
Oh god, what a mess. Update Central.
What is the situation, Dr. Lau?
Dr. Baxter is certainly dead. He's been decapitated, and not cleanly either.
His head has been removed.
More like destroyed. At a glance, this would be the most likely cause of death.
I forgot some of those lines. Yeah. There was actually at the beginning of the game when you're trying to corrupt Sheffy, and then you give her the virus or whatever, and you have to tell her you don't like your food. Like, I don't like your food. And she's like, I don't like your face. That cracked me up. That was great.
Nothing unusual found on the body, Central. Estimation on time of death?
The climate control in the specimen lab is compromising your sensors. Ambient temperature is just above freezing. What is your estimation of the incident, Dr. Lau?
There's too much we can't say for sure. We don't know precisely when Baxter was murdered. We can't even be sure that this was the cause of death.
That is a fair assessment. A clearer picture will no doubt follow the autopsy.
Don't send in anyone yet. I still need to carry out a preliminary.
I understand. Continue your investigation of events surrounding the incident.
Understood. Lau out. I hope I can find something to get Regis off the hook.
Okay. That... I can't tell if that looks too dark to be blood, but kind of looks black.
Nothing unusual?
What is...
There's... We don't... Understood. I hope I can find...
I'm on vacation and drunk. Hey, man. Cheers. I'd join you if I didn't have to work in the morning. Sampler's not been calibrated for animal DNA. Where are you on vacation? Did you go somewhere, or are you just kind of off work sort of thing? Maybe. Okay. This is gonna be a puzzle. At home, day drinking, watching low pop streams. Well, you know what they say. You can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning. Okay. So this is probably going to be a letter game, right? That's what I would assume, because the first two were ML, Max Lau for my initials. But those are two different species did that. I have to go use that console. I think I kind of didn't listen to that part. There's something about the console and using it. I think you have to use the specimens with the sequencer, right?
Looks like Regis didn't hide any data in that one. Looks like Regis... Looks like Regis...
Okay. Let's try this one.
I've taken a DNA sample from it.
So were you specifically looking for Technobabylon? Or were you just kind of cruising around and you happened to find us? Yellow blooms. Are these the only other... Oh, there's an airlock. We can go out the airlock.
I've taken
maybe.
a DNA...
And see what's over there. Oh, a toolbox. This guy's gonna yell some nonsense at me, though.
I can't figure out what any of these tools are for.
Ah.
I didn't realize that Gengineering...
Oh, I have a lot of their games on file. Gotcha.
Warning. Security clearance not valid for Vickerman Pharmaceuticals that...
Well then. Actually, I think I looked for somebody streaming this game a while back, and I didn't find anybody live streaming it. I found recorded ones, but I decided I didn't want to watch somebody else play it. I actually wanted to play through it myself. Rarely find anyone remotely competent at streaming, that is. Yeah, I mean, some people... I don't know. I mean, some people just sit there and play the game, I guess, and kind of forget that they're broadcasting to everybody else. But let's see if we can do something with these seeds. I don't... or at least see what it does.
It's some kind of slime. Maybe I should...
Okay. So this is a puzzle. I'm gonna go empty this injector. Double check that there's no hidden files in it, which I can assume that there's not, because they give me this giant grid of things to choose from, And there's no way that I'm just gonna get all the information I need by clicking on these random flowers on the outside. No way. 0% chance.
Looks like Regis didn't hide any data. Looks like Regis...
I would gladly eat my words if it was just like, oh, here's everything we needed. I'd be slightly disappointed if that was the case, but... Yeah, this is one of the tricky ones. I think it has 2, maybe 3 of the tricky ones. Oh, good. Alright, guys, so... I have the heat map enabled. If you want to click the screen, I'm going to kind of go through all of these. If you guys, other than Fart Bubbler, he knows the answer to this. But if you think that you understand what we can do, there's nothing over there. Why are you clicking over there? Like the file library in Gemini Rue. The file library. Which one was that? Are you talking about once you go back to the prison area? Alright, so I will assume that we are looking at the detail area of each of these entries. AT. So are we trying to spell something? We have 3 sequences. I mean, I could do it the easy way and get 3, go back, scan them, come back, get 3 more. Let's see, is there one with a B? What was Baxter's name? Baxter was his last name, right? Dr. something Baxter. See if you got a look down. Alright. It might be from Resonance, another game. Everybody say good night. Good night to Kayla.
Good night, everybody.
She is an old lady. She goes to bed at 8 o'clock.
I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
She's not going to bed. She's going to lay down. Okay. So, probably an initial puzzle. Like the initials of somebody. Charles Regis. Is there a CR? AS, AB, are these? No. What's Baxter's name? Start with the B? Or an A?
Remember when she was like, that's my initials, it's BL.
ML.
ML.
That was the first ones. The first ones were Max Lau's initials.
Oh.
So I'm assuming that the rest of these entries are it's another puzzle having to do with the initials of some of the characters. Can't remember Baxter's initials though. It's Max Lau, Charles Regis. I'm just gonna take the AB one. Let's try that one.
I've taken a DNA.
Alright. Vargas, what was his name? See the the AI controller guy. What was his name? Phil, thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate it. Now you have the rights to your trolling, and you're free from. Well, I don't know if that excludes you from your the auto mod thing or not. But thanks, man. Appreciate the support. Appreciate you being here in troll form or not. Fuck the auto mod. Yep. Okay, Adam Baxter, AB. All right. Viksha Regis, his wife, will look out for VR. Okay, so we'll look for VR. Are these... Yeah, these are alphabetical. There's MV. Where would I find Vargas's name? Oh wait, the chick outside. What's her name? Zvindi? Something like that. By the way, there's a game scheduled for Mwajet this year. Unawowed? Is that how that's pronounced? Spooky demonic theme. That sounds nice. When's that set for release? I'm gonna have to put that on my calendar. Dr. Chigwa. That's her name.
Excuse me, Dr. Chigwa.
Make it quick, I'm busy.
No, I already asked the... I already did the conversation that related to Vargas. Oh.
I tried talking to your intern. It wasn't helpful.
Oh, never mind that. He's got aphasia.
Isn't that treatable?
Oh, yes. He just gave it to himself. It's what the kids are into these days.
Crippling neurological disorders?
Yes and no. Maladism, they call it. They give themselves old diseases. It only lasts about a week each time.
And you let him do that?
He's not public-facing, and as long as it doesn't get in the way of his work. I figure we all did things the old folks thought were stupid back when we were kids.
Okay, aphasia. That sounds familiar. It's a neurological disorder where when you try to speak, it just kind of comes out nonsense like that. Like they can still understand, they can still write. You know, I've seen videos of people that have that in real life. It's crazy. It's weird what the brain does, but giving that to yourself on purpose.
I wonder why...
DNA's been used as a data. Rather than on-off binary, DNA would be quaternary bits. Adenine, guan... If he just left a message on one of the...
Then someone could have shorted...
Especially...
He needs to...
No.
Is that all?
For now.
Then if you...
Boredom can make you do outlandish things. Yeah, for sure. Okay, looks like I might just have to wing it. I know his last name's Vargas. His last name is Vargas, right? Crap. I'm pretty sure his last name's Vargas. So, is there... How many are there that end with V? There's just that one. I'm gonna take that one. Because I thought it was like Marcus... No, it wouldn't be Marcus Vargas, right? Whoops.
It's some...
So I got Vargas and I got...
I've taken a DNA sample from it.
MV for something Vargas, I'm assuming. AB for Adam Baxter. It started with ML for Max Lau, who's this character. What other important character am I missing? There's no CR, right? Dr. Eduardo Vargas. So it's not MV. Crap. Thought you were going to lay down. Stop killing my dreams. Maybe I'm not on the right track then. Because there's no EV. Goes straight from B to H. Well, let me go input these two. We'll see what the sequencer says about it. Oops.
I'm going to need to find where he's...
Let's give it a shot. I'm hoping at least one of these is a match. Modified sequences identified. Okay.
It worked! Looks like Regis didn't hide any... I'm going to need...
Okay. Oh, wait. I'm thinking of it wrong. Just hold on. If I use this... ML, that's two different plants for two different letters. A is the A in AB for Adam Baxter, right?
I'm going to...
Let's try that. But there were several B's, weren't there? B's! Maybe that's why I can take multiple... Maybe that's why I can take multiple samples, because there's multiple choices for each one.
I've taken a DNA sample from...
So I'm going to take both of these B's. Which explains why there isn't a CR for Charlie Regis, but is there a C? There isn't even a C. But Eduardo... No, there's not an E. Fuck. Who's the other one? Viksha? Yeah, there's no V. So I feel like I'm on the right track, but I'm missing something. I'm not thinking of something important. One little detail. Stick this DNA in there.
Looks like Regis didn't hide.
No? Oh no.
Looks like Regis...
Oh, I am destroyed. Does that mean there's no other B's? Now I'm confused. That means that it's not AB for Adam Baxter, or maybe it is and I was right at the first guess, where it's not two different species for the two different letters. Or the developers are real assholes and it's a mix between what's in here and what's out there. People would just be stuck in here the whole time. I wonder if the descriptions are any indication. Undergoing weaponization, specifically targeting pollinating insects. Attempts being made to isolate useful genome sections and reduce incidence of fatal consumption side effects. The common oat. New strains are currently in development to cope with rapidly changing European climate. Discovered recently in the Amazon Conservation Zone A. A. Brasileria is being tested for any marketable traits. I'm not sure if any of this is any help, though. Cabbage. My cabbages. We don't know the name of anything that Charlie worked on, right? Eco-hazard. Sounds fun. Let's take it out of the box. Error. Unable to sample seeds from seeds or growth matrices. Please use active specimens for DNA sources.
It won't let me take a sample from this one. I guess it needs to have grown a bit first.
Whoa. Oh. The lock to my chair gave out when I leaned back. I know you're laughing, Luke. If you're in here watching, I know you're laughing your ass off at that. Oh, Jesus. Might take that drink now. Oh. I almost died.
What is this stuff? Better trance up some data on it.
Xenosporans tizardi. One of the only known examples of extraterrestrial life. Was first discovered on Tizard's Comet in 2055 by the ART-3 Survey probe mission. Similar in many respects to terrestrial fungi, this is believed by some to be an example of convergent evolution and panspermia by others. In any case, its extremely rapid growth in Earth's atmosphere poses severe ecological risks. While it is highly sought after for study, samples are closely controlled, posing an obstacle to research. To prevent accidental germination, this organism is stored as a growth matrix. Growing only in carefully controlled laboratory environments, this helps to reduce the risk of what some have termed the most mundane alien invasion imaginable. Okay, so we gotta do something with this, obviously, right? We gotta grow it. Everybody, let's grow. Let's give this to this guy.
The growth matrix won't start in that.
Wondrous all lies ahead. What would the...
Alright, I won't touch. You'd better not lose it. I didn't realize that gengineering was done. You'd better not lose it.
So I can put it in the toolbox. Which means I have to put it in the toolbox and then make something happen to where he picks up the toolbox and goes through the airlock, maybe? Something like that. But I can't understand him. I can't talk to him or communicate with him.
Better not.
A drone lays a finely controlled mist over the delicate specimens.
Better not.
Oh.
It's the I need to bring sample.
Can I interface with the...
It's only
no. Let's see if she knows anything else about it.
Excuse me, Dr. Chigwa?
Make it quick, I'm busy.
I need to ask Meester about the tampered specimens. How do I cure his aphasia?
Well, you wouldn't really cure it. He doesn't actually have the disease. It's essentially wetware designed to occupy the Wernicke and Broca regions of the brain. This then produces the symptoms of the disease. That's what they're going for.
I can't wait a week for the wetware to break down.
Find a way to break it down early then. If we've got an emergency contamination, we use hydroxypyruvate isomerase. It's an enzyme that instructs the fabricators in wetware to disassemble themselves.
How do we get that?
I can't get into the airlock.
The airlock and the growth lab are secure areas. We grow potentially hazardous organisms beyond those doors.
I'm trying to conduct an investigation here. Don't make me get a warrant from Central.
I'm sorry, Central would likely agree with us. We can't just give anyone access to the growth lab.
Not even a cell agent?
I'd need a pretty damn good reason.
Have you found anything else with added genetic data?
As a matter of fact, I have. There was a batch of Orchidaceae isotria in the growth lab and...
And?
I can't remember exactly which specimen the other was.
Oh,
I do remember that it had red flowers, broad leaves, and produced large, round fruit. Is that all?
For now.
Then if...
Red flowers, round leaves, large red fruit. We can do that. That's what the descriptions are for. Alright, so first one we're looking for is wait, where is it? O-I. There isn't one. Just being blocked. See if any of these descriptions say anything about wait, shit. Was it red flowers or red fruit? Round leaves. Cuboid. Ginseng. Huh.
Being someone who is subject to I'm just trying to explain that.
I'm going to need to find.
So, Max Lau.
Being someone who is subject to I'm just trying to explain that.
I wonder if the AB is supposed to be Adam Baxter only in one. Oh. Yeah, just in one slot instead of two.
I'm going to need. I'd better not. It would only take it away.
I can't interface with the console.
Wetware's not.
So I already know that at least one of them is not in there. Oh, you can look at them like that. Pretty sure she said red flower. Oh. Crap. Guys, was it red flowers or red fruit?
I better not. If I start taking...
I might have to talk to her again. Round leaves.
Excuse me, Dr.
Ask her again.
Have you found...
As a map, there was a batch of Orchidaceae isotria in the
And?
I do remember that it broad and produced large,
leaves.
round fruit.
Red flower, broad leaves, large
Is
round.
that all?
For now.
Then if...
I better not. If I...
But we already... Wait. We checked all of these flowers that we could get a hold of, right?
Excuse me. Have you found...
As there was a...
And...
I do broad and produce...
So...
You've got to use the sampling tool. The sampler can take 3 readings. In some areas of the lab, the atmospheric controls will prevent the reading being taken.
Apparently he wants me to find... I've got to think about what...
Darn right. We've got a whole lot of A. Is that all?
For now.
Then if you...
Oh, red flowered tree. Look at that. Let's try it.
I've taken a DNA... Looks like...
Damn it. There's something else. Red flowers, though. We know it's red flowers. The only red ones are here. That doesn't... I wouldn't say that's broad leaves, right? But we've tried that. We've tried all of these in here. So what can we do to the toolbox? Gotta do something to the toolbox.
The necessary but perhaps impossible notion of the nation-state works towards the rhetoric of synesthesia.
Sorry, just testing a theory. Hi there.
What time do we think?
I give...
Is a...
I didn't know it'd actually do that. What did she say that she would use for a treatment or to break down the wetware? That's something that we have not yet done.
I never thought engineering would be so industrial.
So So we can't do anything with the pipes or the production line until this guy goes away. I'm assuming we can't let or make that guy go away until we can talk to him. Can't talk to him until we take away his wetware so he stops talking in gibberish. Taking away the wetware. I guess we don't have to stay here, huh?
Excuse me,
Do you think we have
Dr.
to leave this area?
Make it quick, I'm busy.
I need to. How do I cure it?
Well, it's essentially wetware designed to occupy the This then produces...
I can't wait a week.
Find a way to break it. If we've got an emergency contamination, we use hydroxypyruvate isomerase. It's an enzyme that instructs the fabricators in wetware to... Is that all?
For now.
Then if you'll...
Let's see if we can leave, actually. Let's determine that. Maybe we've been complicating this for ourselves. Check our email. We did check for a GV, did we? For Galatea Vargas? Just... I mean, we could give it a shot. No, because there's nothing else ending in V, huh?
Nah. Nah.
Nah. I just want to check, because if the answer was in some other location the whole time...
Good to see you again, my dear.
I'm going to be very salty.
You should have made an appointment.
Dr. Vargas,
Certainly.
my investigation has brought up an interesting find. It appears that while he was at the lab, Regis took the time to alter some of the specimens there.
Really? That is most peculiar.
Even more so, he appears to have hidden a quaternary data string in the genomes of these subjects.
What does the data contain?
An audio-visual message, but it's still fragmented. I believe that Regis was trying to leave a message directed at myself, regarding what happened.
This is a remarkable find, Dr. Lau. Please, continue your work. This may clear up what really happened in that laboratory.
Don't offer any insight or anything, dude.
I examined Dr. Baxter's body at the laboratory.
What did you find?
He's been decapitated, his head smashed in.
My goodness.
I've taken initial readings, but they're proving inconclusive, even time of death. The lab's environment is throwing the chromatographs. Once he's been moved to cell for autopsy, we should get a clearer picture of what happened. Thank you, Dr. Vargas. You've been most helpful.
Anything I can do to help.
Okay. Back to the crime scene, then. Anybody have any ideas? Gotta be something that we're missing. It's always something obvious, too. Something that's right in front of our nose. So, the first two species that parts of the encoded message were in started with the first letter of our first name, and then the other one started with the first letter of our last name. We're Max Lau. And the first one was M something, and the second one was L something. I picked one that was A something B something, because that's the name of the guy who's dead, Adam Baxter. And just on a hunch, and that one worked. But I can't think of any of the other initials that it could be. But I'm not sure if we can even get any of the others at this point. Like, we may be stuck until we figure out how to get this guy to talk to us. I think the music reset again. Hold on. It's every time we come into this scene for some reason. Or maybe it's when we change scenes. I'm just gonna grab these 3 in this row. Give it a shot. 1.
I've taken a DNA sample.
A 2.
I've taken a DNA.
A 3.
I've taken a DNA sample from it.
3. Three DNA samples. Ah. How many total was it? Did it look like 6 slots? I can't remember. Yeah, so it's 6 slots altogether.
2. Thomas trying to explain.
I'm going to.
No. Didn't mean to walk all the way back there. You just misclick something by that much and you just shoot off into the distance.
Looks like Regis didn't hide.
No luck.
Looks like.
Oops. Well, I'm not sure. Whenever I accidentally click off the game, it stops the sound entirely. What do you guys think? What am I missing? What are we missing? We have that, what's it called? The alien, this thing. The growth matrix for the alien bacteria or whatever it is that we can put in and take out of this toolbox. So we have to do something with the toolbox, I'm guessing. Can we, like, show this
The
to
growth
her?
matrix won't. The growth. It's only.
The growth. So she's saying that the growth matrix will start in a toolbox? Is that what we're deducting here? Deducing? Not deducting.
Better not lose it.
It's a deduction. You deduce it, right? Dome. Can't get through the airlock. Turn up the game speed. Well,
Hi there.
Camouflage paint likes to take a walk in the park.
sure it does. I can understand that.
I give.
I can just keep shocking him, right?
Did Marge lend her a lot of money?
Sorry.
Needs 3
Era
or
of
4
moral
shots.
crisis, punishment of evil, you may suffer from moral law.
Sorry. Just testing a theory.
I find it weird that I can't trance like the first girl could.
Dr. Lau, your involvement has been requested by. Please find data relevant to the case.
And unlike when we were controlling Charlie, we can't go anywhere in the cell office other than my office. So we can't go to any of the other offices, we can't go to the medical room. Growth lab. Can I take a sample from the production line?
Georgie promised it.
All right.
I thought it was going to let us take a sample from him. Can we shoot the toolbox?
He's going to notice if I try to make him carry all my stuff. He's going to...
I am lost, fellas. So the only thing that I think that we might be able to do right now is the woman outside said one of the plants was a red flower with broad leaves and large round fruit. But we can't find anything matching that description.
Warning. Secure Vickerman Pharmacy.
We need through this airlock. I have a feeling that's one of the things that we gotta do.
As much as I love shock... Better not.
Is there something we
Excuse me, Dr. Chigwa?
haven't talked to this woman about, maybe?
Aside from yourself, who else works in this laboratory?
There's my intern, Martin Neester, operates the factoring line. If you meet him, it's easy to see why they put him in here. And until recently, there was Dr. Baxter.
Tell me about Mr. Neester.
He came over from Eurofed on a study program. He's young. I guess we were all like that in our youth.
Good colleague?
He's all right. He got on board with that annoying Maladist trend. He knows how to follow instructions, so I let him get on with it.
His visa still active?
Dr. Lau, we do not employ undocumented illegals in this lab.
Just have to check. I'm sure you understand. Tell me about Dr. Baxter.
Oh, he was bad enough to work with in the 60s. As part of his parole, they stuck a governor in his head. Since then, it's like talking to a badly written synthetic.
You don't care for him a great deal.
That man killed Vicky. Frankly, he deserved what he got.
But you still work with him.
He worked for me. It was another part of his parole. Vickerman's management persuaded centralized government that his skills were going to waste in prison. The company wanted him supervised by someone who knew him. Hence, they dragged my sorry ass in.
What did you have him doing?
He organized the specimen bank. It's the kind of thing we could just leave him at for hours on end. Days, sometimes. Really, it could have just been done by the facility's AI, but I had to give him something.
Otherwise, you'd have to talk to him?
Exactly.
What happens in the specimen bank?
It's where the samples of plants and growth matrices are stored. There's a huge library of subjects to work with, natural and man-made.
And that's where Baxter worked?
Yeah, it's not exactly taxing. I wanted to see what he could do since they put a governor in him.
You left him to work alone in there?
I'll be honest, he was not a pleasant man to talk to.
So this did open up a couple of new dialogue choices, but I'm not confident this is going to be the solution.
What sort of research were you conducting in the 60s?
You mean with Charlie and his wife? You might not believe it, but we were the people behind Central.
Central? The city governing AI Central?
The same. Newton was looking for a coordinator AI. Vargas put together a team including the new Mr. and Mrs. Regis.
Nuke me. Regis never mentioned anything about this.
It wasn't a happy memory for him. He left after the unpleasantness. We finished the project a few months later.
Huh. Might explain why he hates Central's guts.
Is that all?
For now.
Then if you...
So, we've exhausted that. What is this? Just a light? Oh, readouts. What is this? The console below analyzes DNA samples taken from plants. The screen themselves are volumetric projections and have no control over the process.
I have no... This is the kind of thing...
I'm just trying to explain.
Wait. On the left-hand column, we have MA, right? On the other column, on the right-hand column, we have L blank blank. So we have MA blank, L blank blank. Our name is Max Lao, M-A-X-L-A-O.
I'm going to need...
Damn it. And the one that we're missing starts with an X, which is the one that we have to grow. So, man. Was it that obvious this whole time? Corey, what's going on, man? How's it going? Good evening. M-A-X, then L. Crap. I have 6 A's to get through. Been watching you struggle, you asshole. Help! You gotta help!
I've taken a DNA sample from it.
It's Corey the sadist lurker, right?
I've taken a DNA...
Googled the answer a long time ago, just wanted to watch the shenanigans. God damn it.
I've taken a DNA...
I'm just gonna take that whole last, like, 15 minutes and cut it out of the video.
Looks like Regis... Looks like...
Some people just want to watch the world burn. Some people just want to watch me burn. He was watching me burn. I was crashing and burning, and he was watching and laughing. That is not cool. But no, honestly, that's fine. You know, it's up to me to solve these things.
I've taken a... I've taken a...
Alright, so if we're right, then at least one of these should...
I've taken a DNA sample from it.
A fragment. Yeah.
It worked. Looks like Regis... Looks like
Okay.
I'm just trying to explain.
Wait. It didn't
I'm going
add
to
anything.
need to find where he's hidden the...
Do you have to do it in order, I wonder? Oh wait, that was the A that I had beforehand. I need another A? I'm confused. M-A-X-L-A-O, but I used all of the A's and only got one. Maybe I do have to do it in order, so if that's the case, I need that X. I can't get that X unless I grow that X. I need that X, boys. Not ecstasy, though.
What is this stuff?
Can I put it in one of these?
The growth
plants?
matrix. The growth. The growth. The growth.
The growth. The growth. The growth. The growth.
The growth. The growth. The growth.
You shut up.
It's only compatible. The growth.
It won't take a DNA sample from the growth matrix. Maybe it needs a bigger specimen?
Oh, I'm so close. I know I'm so close. God damn it, Corey. Come on, Luke. You got this. What am I missing here? I can't touch the pipes.
Every Thursday, a tribe of domineering braggarts awkwardly smears the ugly fiction monster.
Alright, alright. Alright.
Can't touch the pipes or the production line.
It's the D. I need to take.
It doesn't. As much as I.
Shuck it!
As much as I.
I found...
What?
Wait. You found the XO? I found XT. I haven't found the flower of fruit, but I think that might be in, like, behind the airlock or something, because I examined all the flower and fruit, and I've tried specimens, or collecting the DNA samples from all the specimens out here, and none of them worked. Yeah, I have the growth matrix. I was storing it in this guy's toolbox.
An evil engine of the...
Alright.
Empty plant drum? To look for an empty plant drum. I mean, I have the toolbox. I don't think there's an empty seed bank.
The growth matrix.
Lower level? There's only one level. If I leave this place, then it like takes me to the car, and I have to choose another location. Unless that's where the airlock takes me, in which case I can't go through it. Because I think this might be a ladder going down right here. But it's probably what this airlock is guarding.
Wetware's.
Can I interface with the airlock? I'm so stupid.
Warning, security clearance not.
Come on.
New security profile created. Access granted. Welcome, Dr. Lau.
Thanks.
Jesus. Okay. Now I think things might start coming together.
This could be useful. Looks like a lot of cartridges for the injector.
Hydroxypyravate, right? Hydroxypyravate isomerase. That breaks down the wetware. Okay. So I put that. I give that to that guy, and now he can talk. Oh, control panel. Germination complete. Ah, here's the plants. And here's that flower that we were looking for.
I've taken a DNA.
Because that was red flower, broad leaves, and large red fruit. The growth cylinder, yep.
There, I've planted the growth matrix. Let's hope I got Mom's green fingers.
Turn it on. Warning, exponential growth. Danger of contamination. Okay, do I have to interface with this? Chamber A. Oh wait, that's... That's the other one she said had a segment in it. So how do we tell which one's chamber A? Okay, chamber A is the one on this side, the purple plant.
I've taken a
Alright, can I take a DNA sample from it now?
I don't think I can I don't think...
I probably need to find a way to water it or something.
This is the one I planted the growth matrix inside.
Or I have to do something to it to help it grow, I'm sure. But I'm going to go inject this guy with the cure for his fake aphasia. Oh, but pipes.
Oops.
Warning, copyright breach in progress.
Excuse me?
You are not authorized to remove Orchidaceae isotria samples from the growth lab. They are copyrighted.
Hey, my...
Okay.
What did you do?
To prevent gene sequences in your possession. Have a nice day.
Gee, thanks. It's the DNA. I need to...
Okay, I understand what we have to do with the toolbox now. We break the pipe. He goes down to fix it. We follow him because he takes the toolbox when he's down here. Yeah, we put it in his toolbox, right? Does that... Because he's an employee, he doesn't get the copyright protection or something, maybe? I don't know. Poke.
Era of moral crisis, punishment of evil, you may suffer from moral law.
Really? How interesting.
Beached questions, you injector?
Say that again?
Overpass, did you stick me with an injector? Now I'll have to get my aphasia rejabbed. Not cool, man.
Achievement unlocked. Dramatically cleaned a screaming pile of biscuits. Okay, now let's see what he says when I...
Hey.
Alright.
He just says, hey.
Hey.
Alright.
I don't know what kind of accent that is.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
I'd like to hear from you what happened.
So, we came in this afternoon for the late shift, right? I checked on the factoring line, and it turns out the specimens are nuked up.
In what sense?
They don't match the catalog anymore. Not that they're supposed to be. I figured Baxter nuked it up again, so I checked the feed.
That's when you found the body?
Yeah, but Chigwa won't let me get a look. Told me to get back to work while she called Cell. Hey, can I get a look at the body with you?
I'm afraid not. Official procedure and stuff.
Bummer.
I know what accent that is. That is, okay, here's the earth. Dang, that's a pretty sweet earth, you might say. Wrong.
I need to remove the Orchidaceae isotria sample from the growth room. Thing is, the airlock told me it was copyrighted, then blasted me with gas.
Yeah, that one belongs to Tiefel. They're way touchy about it. Only lab staff are able to remove it for factoring.
Could you get the sample for me?
Hey, no way, man. I'm already on 2 strikes for taking stuff out of the lab.
So you could, but you won't.
Sorry, man. Chigwa already thinks I'm stealing stuff. There's a huge street market for things like spark fruit or cracked wetware.
What are you guys clicking on the door for?
Hey, the pipes in the growth lab are leaking.
Ah, you get... Again? Better go fix it before Chigwa starts yelling.
Okay, so there's something that we do with the production line, right?
According to the labels, these shouldn't be handled without protective gear.
Maybe not. So I'm just gonna go with my original plan, what I thought it was. Gonna go grab that flour, put it in the toolbox. And since he's staff, it won't cancel it for him.
These don't... I've taken... Apparently...
Holy shit.
I've trained... I've trained...
Yeah, that thing's gonna take over. Yikes. Okay. So I put it in his toolbox, mess with the pipes upstairs.
Better not lose it.
And then tell him something's wrong with the one upstairs. Really? Cock? You guys are drawing cock? Is that Phil? Damn it, Phil. That's why we can't have nice things. Jeez. Grant, that was you. How's it going, buddy? How you guys settling in? Let's give this a shot. Oops. Used it on the wrong thing. That's one.
There's some more.
That's two.
Aha! Got some.
Last one.
Yes!
Lau, if you're listening to this, well, it means they've got me.
Oh no, Regis, no, no, no!
But Lau, ignore anything left in the recording up to this point.
Huh?
Sorry for being so unhelpful with the message, but I had to be sure you were the one who heard it first. Everyone will be saying that I came to the lab for Baxter, and they might be right. Except that he's been dead since before I got here.
Yes!
Figured.
We need to touch bases on this case. Meet me where we were both first involved in a case. I'll try to explain when you get here. Good luck.
Oh, thank God. You've got some explaining to do, Regis.
All right. Good job, guys. Cock on the screen and all.
What the hell did you think you were doing? We need her alive!
I saw an opportunity for striking back at Regis, a kind of poetic justice.
At Regis? You've never even met the man.
Yes, but
You haven't offloaded Baxter yet, have you? Look, there might just be a use for your newfound vendetta. The tap on his partner was successful. She found where Regis is hiding.
Oh, no.
He's an unfactored element. Now, he needs to be removed from the equation.
Don't worry. I'll kill him myself if it comes to it.
There's only so much of the city's resources that can be diverted to this. Find him, finish him, then return for offloading. Remember, I'm your controller, not Baxter.
Shit.
Don't be so sure.
That's Galatea, isn't it?
So I got out. I managed to find somewhere to lie low. But I know what Central's capable of. You can only hide from it for so long. Lau had better find that message before an aerostat comes this way. What the hell?
Cool looking game, about to get back to the ranked grind. Well, good luck. I believe in you. You can hit that D5.
Someone managed to get this through the window. They must have one hell of a pitching arm. What the hell is this?
Thermal bottle. Drink.
The bottle is some kind of thermal container, about half full of thick liquid. The words, "Drink me," are stenciled on the side.
Random bottle gets thrown through the window and they want me to drink it? Okay.
Down the hatch. I wonder what that did.
Can you hear me?
Hello? Who's there?
Barely, can you hear me?
Barely. I can't see you. Where are you?
In your head.
That bottle I drank. That's what did this?
Exactly.
Wetware?
You ingested a wetware builder node colony. They were programmed to construct a transceiver in the small bones of your inner ear.
It's not permanent, is it?
No, it'll break itself down in a couple of weeks. You have bigger problems at the moment, though.
My location's been compromised?
I'm afraid so. There's a strike team surrounding the building as we speak.
Damn.
We need to get you out of there. The sewer access on the factory floor hasn't been secured. It's your best chance for an escape route.
If what you're saying's true, I'm about to be outnumbered and outgunned.
Don't worry, you're probably one of the few people I know who's smart enough to get out of something like this.
Do you know me?
You could say that. Come on, get moving.
So that's not Lau. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Fire control, filing cabinet.
Looks like this guy had a place to keep his vices at work.
Cigarette lighter. You can't think of anywhere that the painting would go well, even if it hadn't suffered from a decade of neglect. Painting of a glowing pyramid hanging over a city. Despite the other decoration that the walls of this office has acquired, this picture remains unvandalized. Can we use the terminal? Yeah, power that on. 400. Wow, not 400. 4,117 days since last update. Somebody turned off Windows updates. Got tired of it restarting in the middle of a goddamn game. Emergency notice. An evacuation is currently underway by order of the centralized government. Please proceed to designated shelter sites. If you have been affected, burns, NBC contamination, please contact your nearest cell representative. From Jamie Randall, locker room. I guess you're right. Since there isn't anyone changing out of hazard gear anymore, nobody else will be using the locker room. It's going to be one hell of a working weekend. I'll put the stuff in locker 6. Code's 381. 381. You guys remember that. What? Roya Air? Which Ziff decided it'd be a good idea to run water pipes over a million Quanta industrial laser. I fixed the leak at the locker room's pipes, but don't charge the capacitor banks unless you feel like being cooked. That's got to be relevant. People coming in there, and then I do that. This computer sucks. All it has is email. Like, really? Maintenance drone.
Must have been a decorator.
Paint cartridge.
One of the city's custodial drones. Someone must have hacked it and directed it up here. Lousy kids can't even do their own graffiti anymore without a bot's help.
Remote graffiti. What a future we're going to be living in. People start using drones for that shit.
There's a canister of water-soluble fire suppressant loaded into the system. Someone managed to get this through the window. They must...
Can't see anything else that we can do, so let's continue on.
Wait!
What is it?
Cobalt Actual, this is Cobalt 3. Dynamic entry complete. Second floor hallway secure. Going dark and starting patrol. Out.
Adaptive camouflage? How am I supposed to get past them when I can't even see them?
I'll see if I can breach their systems. For now, you're going to have to think your way past.
I want some of that. Paint cartridge.
The wood's old, but I still can't get it open by hand.
Target sighted.
Oh shit.
If I wander out there, I'm probably just going to end up full of holes.
Wait, what? What just happened?
Burning it.
So...
I don't think it needs...
I'm sure we have to use this paint cartridge. Hey, you died. I did, but I don't think I did. He shot me and I fell over, then I appeared standing up and he said if I wander out there I'm gonna get shot full of holes. Maybe that was a prediction, you know, like the scene going off in his head. Whoops. So I've got to use this paint.
It isn't compatible with pressurized canisters.
Or I shoot the ceiling and stuff falls on
Big
it.
old jolts.
Shit! No, I didn't mean to do that. Set the crates on fire.
If I wander out.
Good idea.
Target sighted.
It won't let me do that. Makes me wander out.
If I wander out there, I'm probably just going to end up full of holes.
Yeah, he's standing in water. That's what I was thinking. They like shock the water or something like that. But I can't target the water. I can target this hole.
I think they call that a dynamic entry.
Which is where he busted in through.
Whatever's in there, there's apparently 4 gross of them, whatever that means.
Shoot the water with the stun gun. Yeah. Won't let me target it.
If I wander out.
So if I do anything with anything, over here, it's gonna make me walk out. Oh, there's an office here. Oh. I thought I came from this direction. Oh, man.
The wood's old.
God damn it.
If I wander out there, I'm probably just going to end up full of holes. A pressurized fluid cartridge. Based on the markings and the color, it looks like it's full of red paint.
Hmm.
You still there?
I go where you go.
Why are the power systems in this place still online?
It's only been 11 years since the Aurora. If nobody's switched it on since then, the city's probably just never noticed they were still connected.
I guess the factory's standby would be a drop in the ocean in terms of the city's power.
It's not like they're short on it. Newton's a net exporter in the region.
I guess you can do that when you're the only one in the neighborhood with orbiting solar arrays.
If the factory's still working, you might be able to use that strategically.
How am I supposed to get past an armed agent I can't even see?
Bet you wish you had some of that adaptive camouflage too, huh?
Hell yeah.
It has its limits. Only really works in dry conditions. Plus you have to know how to use it properly. It's only the surface pattern that changes.
Still, pretty neat. Get some of that out? I know a guy who'd give you a couple of thousand Qs just for the camo shirt.
Perhaps it was my mistake first for drinking that bottle, but how do I know I can trust you?
It's either me or the guys with the kill-on-sight order. Besides, what sort of person would I be if I didn't help out an old pal?
Do I know you?
You should. We've spent years working together.
Is this Lau?
Come on, you've got to get moving. You'd better get moving or...
Right.
So it only works in dry conditions. So I gotta do something with water, I would assume. But I can't step out at all. All the spoilers, I have them. Ah, smoke detector. Light that bitch up. I have to keep it there, don't I?
Burning it.
I need to do something to make it stay on.
Nothing else in here looks like it. There's a canister.
Why does it let me do that?
A big old jolt.
Almost missing a piece to the puzzle. Am I literally missing a piece? Like I don't have the thing that I need? Probably this picture, huh? Rip out a part of it or something.
Burning it. Not burning it.
Bitch, it might.
It isn't compatible with pressure. It is.
Terminal window.
Someone managed.
What am I missing here?
An ornate cigarette lighter. I can't think of the last time.
Maybe I have to do something before I do this. Is the fire system under pressure? What about the paint into that? Paint into... Oh!
Huh. It fits.
Gotcha. Thought I could click the screen for you. Yeah, I turned it off because Grant wrote cock all over it, so I cleared it and I didn't turn it back on. Okay. Now it's gonna spray paint onto him instead of just water, and I can see him permanently.
Cobalt 3, camouflage compromised.
Good job, guys. Okay, so he patrols.
Target sighted.
Oops.
I need to use the fact that I can see him now to my advantage.
Oh, I can just shoot him, huh?
One down.
However many left to go. Don't count on taking them all on, though.
Low velocity, jacketed hollow point. They came prepared for a soft target.
Submachine
Shame the
gun.
optic camo's built into the uniform. I could use something like that right about now. The 10mm submachine gun, part of the strike team's gear. As a signature weapon, it's encoded to only operate for its assigned user.
So it's not going to be helping me out as a weapon. Lock. What was it? 381? 318?
Apparently, it's not just cleaning supplies they kept in here. This is some pricey liquor.
Liquor and polish. I don't know, the viewers were supposed to remember.
A metal polish from the cleaning supplies. It's been here for over a decade, but it doesn't seem to have dried out.
Metal polish.
I can't get... It's a strong old whiskey. More expensive than the stuff I've usually got around.
Why do I have the feeling we're gonna make like a Molotov cocktail out of this before this scene is over?
There's nothing in here.
No.
I needed that.
I didn't want to drink it.
That won't fit. That won't. It's powerful stuff, but it won't do anything useful there.
What did that say about the, Didn't it say something about the pipes?
Ah! There's nothing.
The terminal said something about the pipes. I should probably go back and read that. Since we know you guys won't remember. So it'd be a good idea to run water pipes over an industrial laser. I fixed the locker room's pipes, but don't charge the capacitor banks unless you feel like being cooked. Okay. Oh, yikes. It's another agent.
Target sighted.
Well then. They building Terminators? It seems like it, huh?
Damn, it's out of charge.
Of course it is. Be too convenient for me to have something useful. I don't want to go that far. Don't go down that way. I don't want you to stop like right there. Oh wait, a
I
giant
haven't
crack.
got the gear to fix it, or open it up some more. It's powerful stuff.
Can I light
This
it
stuff
on
will be
fire?
flammable, but it won't. It's a strong.
So something having to do with that drain, I'm guessing. Oh yeah, the crates. Need to open it somehow, huh?
That's one way of getting it open.
Bash it open.
It's empty except for all the packing material. Huh. The way out.
Molotov cocktail, what'd I tell you? Oops.
There's nothing.
So do I drop it down the crack?
It's powerful. That won't. What a waste. It's powerful.
Oh, Jesus. Gonna throw this at him. Sucker. Alright. Flood it. Ah. Yeah, that's probably a good idea, huh? Pack it down.
I've stuffed the drain.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna drip into the laser that they were talking about.
It's a long way down. I need to find a better...
Okay, you're on the factory floor. There's an emergency access route to the sewers in the corner of the north wall.
Sure, except it's locked.
What? This can't be right.
Yep, big padlock and everything. Any other ideas?
I'm afraid not. The crisis team's got the factory surrounded. That's your only route out.
Guess I need to find a way to get the lock off.
So there's a lock.
I can't get it. I can't get...
Can't get it cleaner. It's like covered in graffiti.
Burning it. It'd all just... Stuff it with packing. I can't get it... It's going to need something stronger than that.
Okay. This robot arm, I'm sure. Drive error. Manual control locked. Please consult the supervisor for access.
Are you kidding? If any... It's nothing like the drones and synths of today. Less personality. Nothing to argue with. The claws are jammed too close together to hold it. Are you kidding? It's nothing less personality.
So it needs to hold something?
The claws are... The claws are... The claw...
It's on the production line over here.
Whatever this is, building a synth apparently takes a lot of them.
Metal disc.
A dull metal disc. I have no idea what... It's nothing like the less person...
Okay. But I still need to unlock it. Please consult the line supervisor for access.
The claws are...
Is there anything else over here?
Whatever this is. How many metals... It's already got... I can't fit... I can't...
I can get another one?
Stuff it with... That's brightened it up. It's already got... It's already...
I didn't need to shine the one that's on there first, right? Because it would have not let me put it on there.
How many metal circles do I need? This is where some... Stuff it with... I can't figure that... I can't figure...
Because the first thing that comes to my mind when I have like a polished sort of metal or mirror is lasers and, you know, like a laser mirror puzzle sort of thing.
Even if it wasn't a heavy-duty lock, the mechanisms have rusted shut. Stuff it with... I can't... Burning it. The claws...
Did I miss a place to go?
Not from here. Not from...
Optics lab? How do I get up there? Do I need to climb the arm? So I have that metal disc.
Whatever this is. Stuff it with pat.
You're on your own, gotta do homework. Alright, take it easy, man. Thanks for stopping by, I appreciate it. So I have to get up into that higher level somehow.
I need to find a better... Stuff it with...
It's gotta be...
I can't figure...
That's gotta be the... Oh wait, optics. Optics lab? Oh, we didn't go in there. Okay. We missed a floor. So we need to charge the capacitor. The capacitor banks.
Target sighted.
Okay, but we can't just walk in there and do it.
I can't figure...
Laser. I think I was probably right. Polished metal discs and lasers. Exposed wiring.
Target sighted.
It won't fire for me.
He doesn't know that. Do I need the polished one, maybe? Before I do anything? Oops.
Even if it...
Alright, Luke. What are we doing here?
It's like the one in the locker room. Probably about...
Do we have to do something with the water that's dripping down? Maybe? Because it's just about dripping down onto the guy, right?
Stuff it with... I can't figure... A big old jolt? It won't...
Okay, and I can't unplug the showers. Or stop it. I already plugged the drain, and it's leaking into the crack, and it's making it drip downstairs. So now down here, we have this drip going. It's dripping basically right on him. But I can't do anything that I can figure out because if I step out, he sees me and shoots me. Wish there was a throw command. You know, maybe something like that. A large gash has left much of the power cable exposed and uninsulated. Based on the track marks, you guess that someone was careless with the cutting laser. Only thing that I can think of is maybe this door is a red herring. We don't enter through this door. We have to enter through whatever this is right here. Like maybe there's another side to that. That says factory floor in that door. Which kind of suggests there's a way to get there from here, right? Yeah, right there, optics lab. So it's probably through that door that we can go through and then maybe crawl into the room. I don't know. That's a guess. But the one thing that we know... So we can't... Okay, so we can't move this. Drive errors for these buttons. Manual control locked for these. It says please consult the line operator, line supervisor. I haven't saved in a while.
Stuff it with
maybe there's something that I can use on the production line.
Burning. You still there?
I hear you.
Uh-huh.
The manipulator arm won't work. It tells me it's locked.
What am I, tech support? Hang on a second. Yeah, the system map says its master override is at the end of the production line.
Now I just need to find that, too.
Big double doors on the balcony overlooking the factory floor. Can't miss it.
Yeah, it's right there.
That's one big laser they've got.
If it's not on the production line, it was probably just used for prototyping.
Looks like someone made a real mess with it.
Probably didn't have time to fix it before the Aurora hit. Maybe it'd be useful if you could power it up again.
You didn't know about the lock on the sewer exit?
They must have put it in place when they launched the raid. No wonder they've got no patrols in the sewers.
Any ideas on getting it open?
For a lock that big, you're going to need something industrial scale. You'd better...
Right.
So she said that the override is at the end of the production line, right? Do you think this is the beginning of it?
I need to find...
This says office level, though. I would assume that the production line is... I don't know, do you think the production line's all on the factory floor? This is just an office. There's got to be something we do with that hole, right?
I can't figure that out.
Keep accidentally clicking off the game.
You still...
Okay.
These aren't...
It must be difficult having to escape your own colleagues from Cell.
That's the thing. They're not Cell Crisis Team agents. They're equipped and armed like them, but they're not the real deal.
How can you be sure?
Central has other means of handling the possibility of rogue agents. Its actions are precise, surgical, even if not what we'd normally think of as moral. This whole thing is like a blunt instrument, a sledgehammer for a wasp.
Okay, so you don't think it's Central, but why aren't these men Cell?
If they were, this operation would have been a whole lot better planned. There'd be an isomap, the building, they'd know exactly where I was to begin with. These guys can handle a weapon, but they're just geared up like a crisis team.
That's an interesting theory. I'll check some leads on that.
Plus, if they were Cell, I'd have a much harder time doing what I need to escape.
You'd better get...
Right. Are you kidding?
We gotta do something with that,
The claws
right?
are jammed too. The claws are jammed.
Can we call Lau?
I can't call Lau. Cell would immediately know where I'm hiding. I'm not prepared to turn myself into Central yet. They'd never believe me.
Figured. Production line. Where's this override? Like, this is the production line.
How many metal circles do... This is where some... Not... That's the way back to the optics lab. It's nothing less personnel. Looks like the manual control.
Wait, did she say that the end of the production line was on the other side of those doors? Judging by the frequency and nature of the warnings around the room, this machinery must have been exceptionally hazardous to the human eye.
The way out.
The armed agent is poised to shoot you down the moment he sees you.
It's an industrial cutting laser. Looks like they had a little misfire.
So that email from the terminal said to not charge the capacitor banks unless you want to fry. So, or cook, or whatever they said. How do we charge the capacitor banks? I'm assuming they're in there. So I'm probably wrong about the little tunnel looking thing and getting in through there. Wait, water.
That can't be safety compliant. With all this gear around, then again, I don't work here.
I have to turn the power on somehow. He's standing in water and there's exposed wire. So where do we do that?
It's a long way down. Stuff it. I can't... An ornate cigarette lighter. The kind I can picture wealthy managerial types having. Can't think of the last time I...
Did we miss something in that terminal? Did we miss something else that was used to control the power?
Whatever's in there. There's nothing but packing material in here. Shame the optic camo. He's not dead, but he's...
Is there any reason to do this again?
Huh. Must be empty. It's the fire safety system. The gauge says the tank. Nothing else.
Let's take another look. Did we read all this? While it's clear that the doubts about the firm's policy of mechanization as a means of remaining competitive, it is unhelpful to suggest to employees that they are building their own replacements. Please refrain from such comments in the future. Yikes. Knew that. I fixed the leak in the locker room's pipes, but don't charge the capacitor banks unless you feel like being cooked. How do I charge the capacitor banks? Can't get any more mail. It's usually something really stupid.
How exactly?
There's an exit to the sewer.
What makes you think
This raid was a rush. There.
I hate to disappoint you, but I'm not.
Yeah, but you've got my help.
Yeah,
You
we already
better-
talked about that. Okay. Back down we go. I keep coming back to this smashed window. Feels like I'm missing something there. Capacitor banks. Yeah, the moment I walk out there, it's like I can't do anything.
Target sighted.
The way out.
Target sighted.
What you think, Luke? Don't know what to do about the metal disc. Gotta take this overshirt off. It's getting kind of warm in here. No clue. That's not your job. Your job is to have all the clues. What I'm confused about is when we talked about the arm being locked down, the voice said the manual overrides at the end of the production line. 381. Yeah, we were already in the locker. I can put this on the robot arm, but I'm not sure what that does. I know, but I remembered. Good job.
The claws are jammed too. It won't fire for me. Stuff it with You still there?
Can't.
I'm still a little worried about what I drank.
It won't do you any harm.
Yeah, but thousands of molecules, that'd bother any sane man.
If you'd gone and gotten yourself wired years ago, we wouldn't have to do this. Plus, this is more secure. We're operating on a bespoke fractal encoding. You'd better...
Right.
we try everything on
big
this?
It won't. Burning it.
Well... haven't saved in a while. Oh. Is there something having to do with this hole? Wait, sprinklers. No, that's
I'm not sure what
That's just from the first guy, huh? That probably has nothing to do with where we're at now. Light the sky on fire.
Stuff it with packing? Nah. I haven't got the gear to fix it. It won't. Burning it.
I wonder if we do have to open it up somehow.
It's empty. It's rusted stuck.
Well, I'm not really making much progress just running around. I really don't want to consult a walkthrough and just have it be told to me. There needs to be more sites with just like little hints.
I need to find a better...
Because I'm sure this is going to be something stupid and obvious that I'm just not seeing. Or maybe it's just something I didn't happen to mouse over at some point.
Target sight.
So I'm willing to bet it's nothing that I do in that room, because I can't even step through the threshold of the door without being shot.
Not from... Even if it wasn't a heavy-duty... Even if it wasn't...
Why don't I stand on the lock and, like, go up there and pull myself up? I think it has something to do with the crack as well. Let me take the metal disc, because I don't want to leave any items behind. Because I think the fact that it's only dripping is kind of a hint, and it needs more water to touch the exposed wires, right? Can we use the metal disc in...
I can't figure...
No.
I can't... Burning it. It all... Stuff. It's gonna get a whole lot wetter downstairs.
But I don't have any other items that I can pick up right now. That I know of, that I've found. So if it's something here, then it's... I think I've tried all the combinations of using things on each other.
I can't figure... Stuff. It won't fire. A big old jolt. A big old...
And how long have we been stuck here? It feels like it's been a long time.
I can't figure... A big old jolt's not gonna make it work. That's not good. It's an industrial cutting laser. It's like the one in the locker room. Probably about the same place, too.
When I looked at the laser, it said it's an industrial laser. It looks like they had a misfire. And I can put this metal disc on this robot arm, and I can take it back off.
Are you kidding?
But I can't seem to use anything else with it. I can't see any controls to the laser. Like, the misfire, honestly, looks like it happened to go through that door that's in that room, which is this, I'm assuming. Comes out right here. And it went along this line right here. Which means I put the polished metal piece right here, turn on the laser, and it reflects it onto the door and burns the door down, right? That is my adventure game logic sense tingling. Like, it makes sense. There's a broken piece of glass here, you know, maybe where the laser went through. But if I'm supposed to do that, why can't I take the metal... Well, I can take the metal disc off of the arm in case I put it on there before I polished it. That's probably why. So I can probably leave that there. Which means I only have this stuff to work with.
A fiber used for packing. There's nothing in any of the crates besides this stuff. Anything more valuable's probably been stolen over the years.
Packing material, an SMG that will not fire because it's biometrically encoded, a lighter, my connection to the voice, a jolt gun that's out of charge, and my PDA thing. So, how do I leverage these items to make sense? What am I not getting here?
That's not going to work. That.
Because my two thoughts, my immediate thought was, okay, that email said don't charge the capacitor banks unless you want to cook. So, you know, I'm assuming that's what has to happen to this guy. So then I thought, okay, maybe we do have to make this hole in the ground bigger, but doesn't seem like we have the right stuff to do that.
You still there?
I go where you go.
How did they manage to find me?
Sorry, I can't help you with that. All I know is they're after you.
Did you get my message?
Message? Nah. I just know the kind of places you like to hide in. But your garden wouldn't do for this one, would it?
Hey.
Match that against which of your favorite spots are being raided by crisis teams, and boom. Instant Regis.
So, you haven't heard my side of the Baxter story.
Save it for later. First, we've got to get you out of there.
What do you know about this facility?
Old TVNA factory. Used to make synths there. Cleared out when the Aurora hit. Most of that part of town stayed abandoned even to this day. It's the kind of place lowlifes and thralls hide in.
Anything useful?
A lot of the stuff in it's probably been scavenged already, but you might find something useful. Plus, it's an old building. Be careful, a lot of it is unstable.
Maybe I can use that to my advantage.
You'd better get moving or a patrol might catch you.
Right. You still there?
I hear you'd better get...
Right.
Okay, so we've exhausted all the options with the voice.
Stuff it with... Stuff it.
Oh,
Stuff it with...
What do I do?
Stuff it.
We haven't done anything with this window. The smashed window that the guy fell through. Which really bothers me. It makes me think that something
a long way down.
Is missing. Like, I have to find the correct way to interact with that. So I'm guessing we actually don't need to find the override switch for the controls, right? Because, well, okay, we might have to. Because even once we get to the point where we turn on the laser, we still might have to angle it, so that makes sense. Yeah, I used everything on the giant crack. This is just the game, right? Well, let's go back to the beginning. Very first room. Oh my god. This has been here the entire time. God. It just now clicked when I opened this that those were two different icons and this power button wasn't the same thing as the close the computer button. Oh my god. Oh wait, what was that? There's one more option there. Link to external device. Power control systems connected to device traveler.regis/personal.
Looks like I can control the factory's power from my traveler now.
Man. Brain gets tired after a couple hours of this game, man. Okay. So now I can go through these doors. What? What?
There ain't much cover between me and him.
Whoops. Oh man. Direction control. Switch. Unlock. Okay. Fuck!
There ain't much cover.
I know. Okay. Almost there. We're almost there. Drive error. Let's see what this does. What?
This is a pretty... Maybe it was... Even if...
I was sure that was going to go through that hole right there and hit the metal pad. Maybe I have to actually point the laser somewhere. Select energy input. Oh, it was on calibration. Yeah, we'll bump it up to one that says danger unsafe. Sounds about right. There we go. Oh, I didn't have didn't have the metal disc in it. Well. Okay, well, it seems to already be pointing the right way. Oh, maybe not. Let's try that. I mean, I guess we'll try all of them. Assuming that this is the only thing that we need to change. Yeah, there we go. Finally. Finally.
I'd better not be walking into an ambush.
I haven't let you down yet, have I?
Oh, man.
Regis!
It's good to see you in the flesh as well, Lau.
What do you mean, in the flesh?
You weren't the one sending messages through a transceiver in my head?
No, she wasn't.
No, I wasn't.
You thought I was her?
Well, it seemed like that.
Seemed like what? Who are you talking to?
Never mind.
So,
Voice in
you've
my
been
head.
getting help from the voices? Isn't that usually a sign of stress?
Huh. It's someone communicating by radio. Someone who knows me, apparently. But if it wasn't you...
Definitely wasn't. I just found the message you left in the DNA.
Don't worry, I'm someone you can trust. Not so sure about her, though. There's an interceptor riding her wiring.
Max, the voices say you've been bugged.
What? Wait a second. Ah, nuke an interceptor.
They probably found out where you were as soon as she did.
Can you disable it?
Easily, now that I know it's there. Okay, it's isolated.
Click.
I can confirm that. They won't be tracking her any further.
I have no idea when it started writing me. Must have been while I was investigating the murder at the plant lab.
It wasn't me, Max.
I know, Regis. I didn't think it was, but
But?
you're the only person I can think of who would have wanted him dead. And frankly, I don't think anyone would have blamed you after what he did. But after what you tried to do with the bomber last night,
What about it?
you tried to save his life, even though he'd come here intending to murder as many as he could.
It was the right thing to do.
I've worked with you long enough to know how you work, Regis. What Baxter did didn't drive you to revenge. It's motivated you to try and make the world a better place.
Thank you for your opinion, Max. You're probably thinking more clearly than I am
Well,
right
that's
now.
wow.
What do you think we ought to do next?
I guess turn yourself in isn't an option.
No.
Well, we need to see if we can find out who really did kill Baxter.
And why they've sent a strike team to hunt me down.
If I might interrupt your happy reunion, I believe I may be able to help.
You can? How?
The voices again?
My organization is aware of links between this attack and Dr. Baxter's murder.
What? How?
I believe we must discuss this somewhere more secure. 1181 Shenley Boulevard, Southeast Network, 16th floor. Come around the back.
She got us this far.
We need to find
Might
out
as
what's
well.
going on. You seem to have a better picture than us. And I guess you've been looking out for me so far. You say I know you?
And I you, Charlie.
All right. We'll come.
Leave Dr. Lau. Come alone.
No.
Pardon?
Lau comes too. She's the only one I know I can trust right now.
Aw.
Very well. See you soon, Charlie.
Crisis of consciousness achievement unlocked.
Wow,
24
looks
years
like Vargas
earlier.
pulled together quite a team.
Shit. Oh, jeez. Now we get to play as Charlie's wife. That's what I was gonna ask, is like, what if Charlie's wife didn't actually get murdered and this new voice was actually her now? So I think I'm gonna play for a little bit longer, because now I'm really intrigued. I want to figure out what's going on here. So what do I have? I have absolutely nothing. There's Charlie, 24 years ago, with his blonde hair. Dr. Baxter. Chigua. Okay. Well, let's talk to Charlie.
Hello, Charlie.
Aw.
What was that for?
I'm not sure. I was just worried you
He's
weren't
so
gonna come.
young.
Don't be silly. Of course I was gonna be here.
I know. I was just afraid.
Hey, there's no need to be afraid of anything here. Unlike your last job, there's no firing squad for motivation. I'm sorry, I didn't mean...
It's hard to believe all that's behind me. Not only do I have you to thank for getting me out of there, but getting me into this role as well.
All I did was mention you to Dr. Vargas. He knew what he needed and you fit the bill. Obviously, he knows talent when he sees it.
Hopefully he likes my work. He can't exactly go to the Texan warlords for a reference.
Well, that's a good sign. Now you're the one making jokes about it.
Charlie looks uncomfortable. You can't blame him. It's not the kind of lab environment he's used to. Nobody's threatening his life. Dr. Baxter is apparently a workaholic, having gotten underway with the project even before having been briefed. Doctors Jiang and Chigua are in the midst of a fast-paced discussion. With their completely different fields, you reckon it's likely to do something outside of work. Let's see what Baxter says.
Hi there. I'm Dr. Pereira.
Yes.
I,
He even
thought
looks
I might get to know
creepy.
who I'm going to be working with.
Oh, right. Certainly. Adam Baxter.
You enjoying the, MRI scanner?
Ah, yes. Forgive me. It's just been some time since my last lab work. After the accident, no institution would take me. I feel as though I may wake up and have this dream of an assignment taken from me.
Don't worry, Dr. Vargas is an excellent judge of talent. I can guarantee that this isn't merely out of pity.
This is something of a last chance for me. We must succeed.
All right.
You must be the famous Dr. Pereira I've been hearing so much about.
Famous?
The way Dr. Vargas has been going on, you must have been his star pupil.
Vicky Pereira. This is before she and Charlie got married then.
You're right. I'm Viksha Pereira. Vicky. Dr. Vargas mentioned me?
Wouldn't shut up about you. Like you were Watson, Crick, and Einstein rolled into one.
Or more like Oppenheimer, perhaps.
Hey, what we did before isn't the key point. It's what we can do with the skills we've brought with us.
All right then, what's your field?
Organic computing, mostly. I studied under Dr. Vargas.
Ah, we've probably got some overlap then.
You look familiar, Dr.
Nina Jong, pleased to meet you. AI and synthetic awareness studies.
I remember. Dr. Vargas was a big fan of your work.
He's assembling his dream team. That's what you get with an absurdly huge grant. Not that I'm complaining.
And you are?
Dr. Zvidzai Chigwa. My friends call me Gwen. I was brought in from Bulawayo.
What was your field?
Embryonic baseline engineering.
She's a real artist, building new animals from scratch.
Angiosperms, mostly. Still not sure why I'm here. You got any idea what's going on?
I wonder why they call her Gwen.
Come on, you're the only one of us who's met Vargas in person. Do you have any idea what's going on?
I couldn't help you, I'm afraid.
Aw, you're killing us.
You expect us to believe he didn't tell his star pupil?
Well, I might know. But I know how theatrical he can be. It'd mean a lot to him to be the one to reveal it.
Whatever it is, this is some impressive hardware they've got. That and the secrecy says government work to me.
I'll leave you to it.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. As you look around, you will see some of the finest scientific minds of this generation. These minds have at their disposal the most cutting-edge tools available to humankind. Newton has decided, like an increasing number of cities, to invest in AI management. But they want no mere computer to run traffic patterns and coordinate electricity grids. They have asked me for something infinitely more advanced. They have asked me for the future. I have selected you for this venture because I believe that together we can make this future. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Central Project.
This is the place Jinsel said to meet up at. Ugh, what a dump. The city just gets worse and worse every time I leave the trance.
Okay, well we're now back in kind of present time. So I think I am gonna go ahead and end it here. It's been a long night. We got through so much of this game. It feels like, I'm not sure if we actually did, but man, my brain is just racked right now. After missing so many obvious things, I'm just, I'm getting too tired. I can't handle these puzzles anymore. Plus, it's getting late. Gotta work tomorrow, unfortunately. So, I'm gonna end it here. That was really cool. I can't wait to start again tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So be sure to come back, and we'll continue on here. It's always nice to leave off on a new little area, so might as well. So come and join us, and we'll figure out what happens. And thank you guys so much for your support. Thanks for helping me. Everybody knows I need that. And we shall be back tomorrow. Have a good night, guys. See you later.